we're almost done with Connect now. What is your takeaway from OC1?
My biggest takeaway is that it went much better than expected. I've never been to a first-year conference that went this well. Like we thought we had everything, and somehow it's going off pretty smoothly. We learned we need more space next year. We need more demo stations in the demo lounge, and we need to show up with our A game again.
Yeah, I can't imagine it going any smoother than it did.
Also, the roast beef sandwiches. Also, the turkey sandwich, no mustard. But, I mean, pretty good.
Okay, so besides the sandwiches, everything went okay. I think that would be a pretty solid takeaway from an event. So I was going to just kind of ask you, because I find you fascinating as an individual. You know, your last name's Luckey. Clearly, you've had some luck in the last year.
My middle name's Freeman.
Freeman?
Yeah, like Gordon Freeman.
Half-Life 3 confirmed. Half-Life 3 on the Rift confirmed. Not really. So yeah, no, I was just curious. With your newfound wealth, what's like the one thing you might have just gone out and bought for yourself or your family?
I bought some really delicious organic like cranberry juice. I don't care about organic stuff. It's just really good. I also bought WinRAR because, you know, it tells you to buy it. You know what I'm talking about? You unzip stuff and it's like, please buy it. This is a trial. And so I was like, you know what? I can afford it. I'm going to purchase it. And so I went through and I felt really good about myself.
Cool, so no rocket cars or gold toilets yet.
No, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. Rocket toilets, maybe.
Rocket toilets made out of gold.
There we go.
There we go. And you know what? We could do that on the Rift because you're still sitting.
Anyone can send me suggestions for what I should be doing with my money.
Excellent. Well, let's pivot back to Oculus. I'm curious what you would have to say about, you know, one thing I noticed at today's event was the lack of mention really concretely about human interface device for VR. And I was just curious, you know, even if you can't say what you're doing, you could just tell our viewers that you are doing something with respects to human interface, and there might be a proprietary solution from Oculus.
We are doing something with input, but we don't like to announce things until we're 100% sure that it's the right thing to do and the best way to do it. I mean, we'll share our progress in a lot of ways, but especially with something like input, that's such a drastic game changer, it would be more damaging to share it with developers and tell them to target it. Be like, hey, we think this is the right input solution. You should target this. Then it turns out we're wrong. That damages them more than us not doing anything until we're sure it's the right thing.
That makes perfect sense. And then one other thought I had when I tried out Crescent Bay today was that, you know, I tried out Crystal Cove. I was lucky enough to be there at CES, and shortly thereafter you announced DK2. I'm wondering, will there be a DK3? Is that even something you're thinking about?
We're not doing a DK3. We do a lot of feature prototypes internally. We talked about this when we showed Crystal Cove, but Crystal Cove was basically a feature prototype. It had some of our latest features integrated into it to test them. It did end up becoming DK2, but we have feature prototypes that never become anything. Like even the HD prototypes we showed at E3 in 2013, and a lot of other things that just, you know, we put together internally that don't end up doing anything. And Crescent Bay is basically the most advanced thing that we have that's put together into a headset internally. We have more advanced individual components, but it was the best thing that we could share with people. And so we wanted to have everybody who's coming to the conference see where we are and where we're going.
So, like, how recent is this tech? Like, how many days ago did you finish the prototypes for Crescent Bay?
I mean, the prototypes themselves were finished like mere days before, so really coming in hot. But a lot of the technology inside is a couple months old at this point.
Oh, yeah, because I heard Brendan broke a couple last night when he was trying them on.
Yeah, we try not to do that.
So yeah, you know, another thing I think is going to be really important for you is software. And you actually had mentioned that VR Quest on the Gear VR was a first-party Oculus title. I was wondering if you could talk about the importance of first-party software and just software in general for the success of your hardware.
I think we see third-party software as the primary driving force behind the Rift right now. We're not talking much about Gear VR. Like, the only reason it's announced is because it had one demo level at IFA on Gear VR, but we'll talk about it more in the future.